Welcome. My intention is to simply channel what it is that flows through me in this sacred space. And to overplay with all the little things that have been seeming obstacles and seeming density and hatred and hurt, suffering, rage and disrespect to me and others around me through this time of needing to come back inward and to protect the space that you have, to protect the space that is within you, to keep it sacred and beloved and of the highest good. And there's many out there that you may find don't want you to express that because it hurts when they see you express that, because they are simply looking at a mirror of what they could be if they just allow themselves to love. They allow themselves to let go of controlling you, of controlling anyone else and anything else. So this time is bringing us to an inward acknowledgement of all of our deepest shadows and our collective shadows. But it's really a lot more about what's going on within you. Is be aware of the things that are around you, but it's time for you to make space for yourself to express, to feel, to finally heal by just letting it flow through you. That's all you need to heal, is make space for it to flow through you. Just do the work to make the space. It's been a long time since I've been able to just talk, and really in a way that it's only flowing from the source connection through to my heart. It's because I made the space. It took a long time. And it's okay for it to be a long journey, because you learn other things other than just that one thing that you are so focused on, because you are always growing in so many ways. Your soul is always expanding, even if it looks like you're spiraling backwards. You're just learning what you need to learn to be responsible for your energy, for your way of being that alchemist. And it's so inspiring to see that we have this opportunity to evolve and grow and ascend and create the world that we really just wish to create. And so, to come to applying what you have learned, remember that everything you learn is really a memory. It is a memory of source. It is a memory that is put into different packages so that people can give it to you. But what if you just look at the information that comes through yourself? What if you look at that and you see it and you acknowledge it, and you feel it, and you start to let it shine on these shadows. And maybe you're not ready for that shadow over there. That's okay. But you see it all as one expression of remembering. However you choose to learn, whether it's from within and from that space that you create, or whether it's from someone else who's just sharing space. That's really the best way to see it, because it's not that they're giving you anything that you didn't have, because you are literally a part of Source. And so therefore, by being connected to Source, you have all that you always will and need to have now. So make space through the breath, through intention, through sound, through activity, through silence. It took a lot of guts to tell people they weren't respecting my space and point out a little bit of their insecurities and their rage that they're holding, which is only hurting themselves, but they think that it's their only weapon in defense. But against what? What is trying to hurt them? We are safe. We are here in this space, and the only harm, well, one of many harms that we're undoing, that we're witnessing, is this vengefulness and this reactiveness to things outside of us, and to want to control those things. Now, if we can just accept those things and start to forgive those things, and then move on with what we can control within ourselves so that we can be the change, then from there, we're able and fully empowered to create that change. And you just have to level up, build the momentum, and you gotta breathe through it, learn and apply and remember, and just have that space within, so that you just have all that you need from Source. It's not that I'm putting anything down that's ever been a tool for you. Use those tools, but start to see them in a way that you have even greater lessons beyond those tools, even greater tools beyond those tools, and they're all within, and you don't really need the tools, but you're using them, you're playing with them. And so to acknowledge that, to be grateful for that, and to continue to pay respect when you're done with those tools, and perhaps when you need to let go of those tools because you may abuse them. You may abuse them. There's free will still. So be careful, be conscious, be creative, but be in your heart space. That's the most important thing. And we don't have to fight anyone. We don't have to hold on to these grudges and hold on to people who are clearly not ready to evolve with us. And so start seeing a world where you are just free of them. You're free of their angst and their anxiety and all their rage and anger and insecurities. You're free of that, because that's not yours, that's theirs. And they're just not being responsible for it. So for so long I was feeling their emotions as my own, but it's not. I may be walls apart in the space that we share. These people were going through some really intense changes and have been and haven't known how to balance themselves and haven't looked to the gifts that I abundantly give and wanted to receive them because they just weren't ready. And so if you're not ready to receive my gifts, then you're not going to be in my reality. If you're not ready, I'm not your teacher. I'm not even your student. If your teacher is not ready for the student, I'm not going to be your student. And I always have Source to be my teacher, just as any teacher has that. It's not right or wrong to not to be or to not be teacher or student or whatever, but just remember it all goes back to your Source connection. And so I'm seeing so much change through these passions of what Grant is in movement, in raw foods, and just making space in the body, being healthier. And from there you can be happier. From there you can change the world more. And you can really start to be the change and let it just flow from you. And just share that with people, share the space. It's amazing when you're with people who are able to just reflect the divinity within you and within them. So let's have faith. If this doesn't resonate, you can throw it out. You don't have to have faith. But if that resonates, gratefully accept that encouragement and invitation for greater alchemy and service. And eventually we don't need to go save people. It's not that we're saving them. It's like we're just being there and just being that mirror. It's like, here's the magic that could be your world if you choose to accept it. And so I'm just finding all these aspects of multidimensionality that are really just moving the energy through your body. That's what alchemy is. And so through movement, I can become healthier by following the breath and where it's going into my body. And it doesn't take a system of movement. That's the thing, is it's your intuitive Source connection, being able to really feel where it's shining within you, and then going to those places and just releasing those things. But you'll dive into so many aspects of your soul. It's not just your body. It's your physical, mental, emotional, and energetic or spiritual soul. And as you're diving into these things, you might have traumas, not just from this life, but from other lives. Again, if this doesn't resonate, see ya. But once you are able to see that it's just expression of energy, and that the things that you are doing in the physical way, they are helping you. But remember, it all started from the soul level. So as above, so below, as below, so above. And there's a lot of integration I still have got to do, But these are the things that after a while of just seeing them again and again and again, but also rising higher and higher, and then falling back, and then rising, and then falling back some more, and really falling back, and then rising finally again. As I'm seeing all that, and I'm just starting to be grateful for the momentum I can generate and the simplicity of it, although it's not always easy, but you'll always be shown the way. You always, when you come back to your meditative heart space, you'll always be able to see dissonance. And that's when you start to love it and you start to shine through it. And so that's how movement, in a way, it's analogous. And then raw foods and fasting, it's also analogous to making space in the body and connecting to nature. You just find how amazing nature has always been connected to source. And the biophotons from the sun and all other living beings, like they're sharing that space with you through that energy, and it's just limitless. So it's really amazing to be a part of this shift in consciousness and to see that it's not so simple as just a physical. A lot of people want to cling on to that. That's okay. I accept that. I don't condone it because it just doesn't work for me anymore. Just holding on to only the physical, to saying you need to plan, to saying you need to control, to saying that it needs to be this way or it needs to look like their equation. That's just all stuff outside of you. What's inside of you, you'll find is much deeper and greater. And so it's okay to see the chaos erupt from speaking your truth and living your truth and finally accepting the light and the love of what you are and the wholeness too. And to accept these parts of yourself that while you may not be able to work on them yet in yourself or the world, say I'm accepting that animal agriculture and monoculture and just any unsustainable practice of getting the physical food to our bodies. Any of those things I accept that they are in the world. I don't condone them because I wish to move forward. But until I'm at that level where I can start to work on that, I'm not gonna go out there and start preaching to the choir. I'm not gonna go out there and try to do things that I don't have the ability to do yet. And it's not that anyone is greater or lesser than another just because they're at a different stage of their evolution. It all comes back to seeing we all have the same inner ability to rise. And we're all being shown that it really hurts to be in the dark because we are love-based beings. We're all from source. There's love, and then there's just not love. And it manifests in many illusions and obstacles and things. So may this bring you light, may this bring you love, may this bring you some clarity. And also, just to be more open about who I truly am, is that I'm not going to wait for the physical when I always have the inside power and love and wisdom. And when I can really just tap into all these different things, that there's so much that goes on behind these closed eyes and also within this body. And it's just about accepting that some things might seem mundane at first in your spiritual evolution. But really, once you become more responsible, you start to see that you do have that power to shift and to flow with these greater shifts that are happening collectively too. So, yeah. I feel like that's my message for today, and I'm really happy to share it to all those who want to listen. May you listen with an open heart, an open mind, and reconnect to your source, which is my source, which is everyone's source. Because we're all just reflections. So, yeah, I'm just really happy to be where I am with my health and accepting that I'm at this certain stage of really learning from Arnold Ehret, remembering the innate wisdom I have, combining those two flows of the space that his system offers of raw and plant-based and fruit-based foods and fasting and herbs and just not fasting when I'm not ready and accepting that. And then also not beating myself up for eating dense plant-based foods, because it's still allowing me to be in this space of I can just kind of be very grounded and flow through my day. And I can see it all as just one big evolution. And the emotional and mental is something that I've been working on extremely intensely on. And from there I can make space for just the energetic spirit to flow in. And I feel that. And it helps my physical. It's just all reflections of each other, and it's unfortunate we ever separated any parts of ourselves from the other parts so that they weren't in alignment. And so, very happy with that. And I'm happy that I'm able to move in various ways and encourage myself to move, even though I might have limited space in terms of feeling emotionally able to express myself through movement. Because again, I've had to express myself to people who disrespected this space, that they came in years after I was born in this space, and they believe that they have a right to this place. But no, everyone has a right to feel safe. Everyone has a right to express themselves in their truth and to just love, be open to that. And if you're holding on to rage, then that's something that I'm going to reflect to you. And I'm not going to apologize for reflecting who you are and who you've allowed yourself to be. So, that's some current changes. It's been really fucking rough and intense, and I'm really happy to get that off my fucking chest. So, that's been a bit of my absence in a way from being able to really express. I had to process a lot of things, and now I'm done with a lot of that. I can say that I'm not gonna feel their guilt and their rage for them. They gotta feel themselves, and they gotta feel their despair themselves, because I'm not creating that reality. I'm creating beautiful, blessed, united, peaceful, just harmonious, aligned reality, because that's what we all deserve. And so I'm not going to let anyone stop me from doing that anymore. And the buck stops here at these individuals in my life right now who have been influencing me as a counterforce to really find the way to love and accept and forgive them, even though they are full of some of the densest shit, behaviors and unconsciousness that I could ever express in this lifetime, because we've been through a lot of stuff. So anyways, I'm really grateful for you guys. Send you lots of love and space to express yourselves, to move yourselves, to be healthy and happy and consciously connected. Love, vision, and strength. Peace.